It's 1 a.m. on a school night, and I wake up at fucking 5, bro. Yeah, I'm risking it for y'all right now. I'm risking it all. But while I was playing 2K today, I was cooking with Zion. A few mid-ranges, a few dunks. Then I dunked on LeBron James. I wish I could show y'all the clip, but that shit was like hours ago. But it just forced me to wonder, this dude has so much potential, man. We have seen Zion do crazy shit before. I don't think I have to say what he's capable of. But one quote that will always be true is that if you want it, you want it. And I don't think Zion has that hunger. Well, he has that hunger, trust me, but not the right one.
Damn, fry his shit.
But imagine if Zion just dedicated himself to the sport. Imagine if he actually gave a fuck. Imagine how good Zion would be. Fuck, bro, my mom's coming upstairs. Not gonna cap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to finish this video tomorrow.
Following day.
Alright, we back. Not gonna lie, school was a long ass day. It was snowing outside, and I fell in the snow. But yeah, that's besides the point. I think we all know how much potential Zion has. We seen his game. We seen what he could do if he's really locked in. But unfortunately, you don't have to lock in as an NBA player if you're naturally good at the game. I mean, look at the money he's getting. It's hundreds of millions. This dude could sit his ass on a bench for the next 2 seasons and probably get like 50 mil. And unfortunately, when you get that kind of money, it's easy to go into bad habits. Think about it. Zion and New Orleans. New Orleans is literally known for its food. Zion was bound to get fat. And if y'all don't know, Zion weighed 270 something when he got drafted. If he wasn't an NBA player, he would be a Discord mod. But I just wanted to show some of the things that Zion could do. First off, I said it in my last Zion video, and I'll say it again. I love how aggressive Zion always is. Right here, Fasel gets cut off, so tries to whip the pass, but Zion gets his first of many steals, and finishes off the play. And I don't know who this motherfucker is, but he's dripped out. So right here, Castle tries to drive, but Zion gets his second deflection, and completely smothers it all over Fasel's face. So in this play, the Pelicans clear out the paint for Zion, and Zion is just aggressive again, gets his way. And one of my favorite things about Zion this season, his playmaking. Good pass to CJ nails the 3. Fox tries to drive, Murphy steals it, and when Zion gets the ball, he's off. Nah, sight nigga, that's a pass to Murphy. Again, Zion showing off his playmaking. Right here, Bruce Brown gets the ball, airballs that shit, goddamn, but Zion gets the rebound. Which Zion has been an amazing offensive rebounder, by the way. So right here, the Pelicans run a small ball lineup so they can space the floor, and Zion goes to work. And hey, these are the offensive rebounds I'm talking about. Right here, a little bit of a savage pass, doesn't make it. Hawkins, bitched. Hawkins gets it back to Zion. Man, I'm sorry, but Zion gets me so hyped, bro. He's one of my favorite players for sure. But there were a lot of things to unpack there. First of all, Zion's best trait is being aggressive, going to the rim, and getting those layups. He's been passing the hell out of the ball recently, which if you're the Pelicans, that's amazing, right? I mean, Zion already creates so much gravity when he drives to the rim. Him passing it is only going to help the team 1,000 times more. And last but not least, his defense. I mean, Zion was all over the place, being very handsy, getting deflections, and turning defense into offense. Also, his big body frame helps so much. He could guard the biggest dudes in the league and do a pretty damn good job at it. I mean, for crying out loud, this dude is 6'8", 260 pounds. This dude is a giant in real life. And that brings me to my other point. Zion should learn how to shoot. He needs a jump shot. Especially because the Pelicans have no bigs that can shoot. They're traditional bigs. You know, the hooks, the dunks, stand in the dunker spot, catch lobs. He just can't shoot. And when Zion's always going to be in the lane, the spacing's going to be a little fucked up. Like, it's going to be a little bad. So I think if Zion gets a jump shot, it can help even out the Pelicans' offense so much. Not to mention, it could also help his gravity. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, Zion's already a force on offense. Teams are already worried about him driving to the paint. So imagine if he had a jump shot. Imagine if teams had to worry about Zion pulling up for a mid-range. That would open up the floor so much, and it would give the shooters on the Pelicans so much more open looks, which obviously would make them a way better team. And if we're gonna talk about Zion's jump shot, then we have to talk about his three-pointer too. He's been shooting like 25% from 3, which honestly, I know that shit sounds awful, but if you really think about it, Zion isn't taking more than like 2. Yeah, I can't defend that shit. But if Zion was to get a three-pointer, again, teams have to worry about that. Teams have to build around that. They have to build their defense, not only from Zion driving to the lane, but also shooting that three-pointer. And look, Zion doesn't even need a jump shot. It would just help the Pelicans a lot. But at the end of the day, it's really just up to Zion. Do you want it that bad? Do you want to win on this team? Look, the Pelicans' future is interesting. They're in the Wild West, and when you're in the West, you really have no room for error. So honestly, the Pelicans have to start making moves now. Zion is already 24 years old, and the Pelicans haven't had one successful season with him. And Zion has been in the league for 6 years, by the way. Not one successful season. I wouldn't be surprised if next year is the year deciding if Zion stays in New Orleans or not. I mean, Zion Williamson is still a crazy talent. He could get you a lot of picks and a lot of role players and a superstar. And just to have some fun, I did a mock trade on if Atlanta traded for Zion, and this is how it went. Now, this trade didn't go through because of all the contracts, but I think it's pretty realistic. Zion, Bruce Brown, and a first-round pick to the Hawks in exchange for Trae Young, Caris LeVert, and a second-round pick. Now, if you think about it, the Hawks are stuck in mediocrity with Trae Young. It might be time to trade him. They've been mid the whole season. Actually, they've been mid every season they had him. And I'm not trying to bash Trae Young. I'm literally his biggest fan. But it's honestly unfair to keep him in this shithole. And Zion to the Hawks, they're getting an exchange in talent. Maybe not as much, because I'm sure most of us would agree that Trae's better than Zion. But Zion's still the type of guy to make a first-team All-NBA. It's possible. Also, the Hawks get Bruce Brown. We know what Bruce Brown could do. Really good player, really good slasher, could shoot. And they get a first-round pick, which that could help with the rebuild. For the Pelicans, Trae Young changes everything. He instantly adds playmaking, makes the team better, and there's a lot of lob threats on the Pelicans that would feed off of Trae. Deadass, all the Pelicans would have to do is get a second star. And honestly, they would be title contenders. And the Pelicans get Caris LeVert. I'm not gonna lie, he's a bit washed, but he's still a nice asset to have, and a second round pick. This trade just makes sense for both teams. The Hawks have to move on from Trae. Trae has to move on from the Hawks. And 6, coming into 7 unsuccessful seasons of Zion. Yeah, time to trade him. And I know some of you are like, Jazz, why would they trade Zion when the Pelicans are obviously going to be way better next year? Well, I'm talking about after next year. If the Pelicans still can't make it out the second round by next year, it's time to trade Zion and move from him. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think the Pelicans should trade Zion next year if nothing happens? Do you think they should stay patient? And what do you think of his play this year? Rate it 1 out of 10. As always, the first person to comment first under the video will be getting the reply pin. Until later, I'll see y'all, man. Peace.